Got another audio commentary right here where I'm put under pressure again. It seems like this is happening to me a lot. I guess I didn't really think about it, but it has been happening a lot. A lot of people have been trying to rush me, so it hasn't been working out very well for them. So this is a game on Splinter Isle again. Guys undead, and see how this one works out. It's a pretty exciting game, and once again I'm put in a situation where it doesn't look like I might win. And we see if I come out, as always. Anyways, as you can see, this guy starts off with a standard undead build, which isn't becoming standard very much anymore because a lot of people are starting to do crypt fiends. This guy decides to go ghouls instead. I don't think crypt fiends would have actually helped in this situation. I think ghouls would have helped him a lot more. But one thing I'd like to state at the start of this, I think that using the move command with sleep is absolutely ridiculous, and that's one of the biggest jokes I've seen in a while. I think that is absolutely ridiculous that you can just so easily surround people. I mean, it used to be that you actually had to time it correctly, you had to get all your stuff together. It wasn't even that hard to do, and now it's made even easier. Another noobification of Warcraft 3. Anyways, versus Undead, what I think is the keys these days is it is a very tough matchup for Night Elf. There's no doubt about this. No one's going to argue this, I don't think. It is very, very hard for Night Elf to beat Undead these days because they have no real counter to crypt fiends. Chims don't work. Druids of the Talon work to a certain degree, but if they get the jump on you with a Nova and a Carrion, and they focus fire on even your crypt fiends for just a second, I mean, 2 crypt fiends focus firing on a Druid of the Talon is going to die real quick. So Druids of the Talon aren't a very good option versus crypt fiends just because piercing completely reamed them, and doing like 50 damage with piercing like doubled is 100 damage. I mean, it's not very hard to do the math on this one. And Carrion is even more powerful. Nova's even more Nova's the same, but it's still powerful. Those 2 spells in conjunction completely ream Huntresses. Crypt Fiends ream Dryads. So, you know, the only real option you have is Bears in the late game situation, which, once again, just as versus human, isn't the greatest option versus piercing. Heavy armor just doesn't work that well versus piercing, even if you have 900 hit points, especially when they can focus fire so easily on you and you can't really focus fire on them. So really, it's very hard to beat that, and that's why you got to beat them early game. But it's also very hard to beat Undead early game because of the Death Star, and on top of that, they have Nova and Crypt Fiends, which can ream your ballistas. So it's a balanced power. I'm not saying that Undead or Night Elf can't win this. I mean, for a long time, I believe this matchup really favored Night Elf. To a certain degree. I wouldn't say it was hugely favored, not so much as human used to be, but it wasn't that easy for a Night Elf to win. So, or it wasn't that easy for an Undead to win. So, especially on certain maps. So now it's kind of the other way around, and especially with Ancients of War being weaker, rushing Night Elf is a much more viable option. And so, you know, I think just in general things have been made harder on Night Elf, and even those that didn't abuse Ancients of War, it's been made harder. So as you can see, this guy went Dreadlord. Good choice. I mean, especially since he's not going to be attacking very quickly, he doesn't have to worry about me entangling his workers because he's not attacking. So even if I entangle his workers, he's not really hurt by that. And if he gets 1 sleep on me, I lose my Keeper of the Grove, which is really, really frustrating. Anyways, I circle around. I realize maybe I can harass him a little bit. I can force him to TP, force him to waste his TP. Then I can entangle him when he is upgrading. I can nail him then, make him hurt, and then put him on the edge so he's not in my base messing with me. He decides to take the other option and just directly attack me, which was probably the smartest thing he could have done, especially considering I'm fast attacking without an Ancient of War. I mean, the Ancient of War really doesn't help anyway. You uproot it's just gonna die. I mean, ghouls could jack Ancients of War before they were nerfed. I mean, they can do it even easier now. Anyways, so I go into his base. I realize he's building another crypt here. That obviously means he's gonna be power rushing me. I try to prepare for what I can. I see he's already got ghouls in my base. I realize this is going to be a problem for me. I mean, I entangle his worker. I think he was already building a couple more. I immediately TP back, and here comes the sleep, and this is where it's going to hurt. I mean, he immediately sleeps me. I try to entangle him real quick. I figure if I get maybe 1 or 2 of his ghouls, he won't be able to surround me as easily, but it's not going to work. He hits me with a sleep right now, and my heroes are just going to be dead right now. I mean, here you see he's using the move command. That wasn't even a legitimate surround. He was just using the move around completely, and I just hate that. I think it's ridiculous. So I go up. I'm going to hit him with a detonate. I'm going to at least try to get rid of all his sleep, so when I do have my other heroes up, I won't have to deal with that. And here you see I'm building Ancients of War. I tried building Ancients on different sides of him, try moving them around, but it's really not working. He's going after my Wisp now. I detonate him, make sure he's got no mana. That's my biggest priority. I'm not even going to deal with sleep, because it's so easy just to assassinate a hero. It's not even funny. So I move around, I switch some workers around. He's killing my Wisp off. I try rebuilding him. And basically, I mean, he's just pumping out ghouls like crazy. I mean, right now he's got like, what, 8 in my base or so? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... couple more on the way. It's about 7 ghouls in my base. He's just assassinating my peons. My Demon Hunter's not even up. I don't have any units. I'm trying to build some Ancients right here. And he sends one back that's real low on life. Smart move on him. He doesn't want to waste those. He can use those to mine lumber so he can keep upgrading or doing whatever. You know, it's always good to have a little more lumber when you want to upgrade. And right here, I'm in a bad situation. He's right here trying to wait for my Demon Hunter to come out. I do, and I immediately start building my Keeper of the Grove again. Right here, this is where I gotta waste his time, and I can't really because I'm trying to build my Ancients of War. I'm trying to get my units up, because if I don't get any units up, there's no way I'm gonna be able to win. And he does a good job of cycling his ghouls around. He realizes that he can't let me mess with his units that badly, and I realize I have to cancel that. He works pretty hard to trap me, but this is where the skill comes in. Most players that didn't use this move command stuff would have been able to surround me regardless. I mean, in most situations they don't surround me. This guy cannot surround me. He does not surround me once without a sleep, I don't believe. There's not one time where he surrounds me without a sleep. And that's what really angers me about the move command. It's so easy to surround someone. You can use sleep, but you should still have to surround the guy on your own, and I think it's ridiculous that you don't. There you can see this guy's trying to surround me, but he's not doing it. And right there, he almost got me, but he didn't come in from the other side. My unit's being a little retarded there. I just keep juggling him around. I keep using my Moon Wells to my max, and I realize I have to get one of these Ancients up low, which is what he's really not allowing me to do, and that's what's hurting me. And, you know, I can entangle away, but it's not working all that well. I'm not actually killing his guys, and I'm not getting a second to where I can look at which units are weak and which ones I can really focus on. You know, I got a couple there. I'm trying to find out which ones are the weak ones, but it's not as easy. You know, you don't have the alt button like you do in the beta, which helps a lot. And here he goes for another surround, and I move out of the way. You know, I'm always a second ahead of this guy, but it's just not helping me that much because I'm not able to get any units out, and he's just assassinating my Ancients, which is what should happen when you don't have any units. But, you know, had I been able to use that Ancients of War at the start of the game, I could have fought this differently, but, you know, you uproot an Ancients of War against these ghouls, it's not going to help. There he goes, he almost got a surround there, but I used my Keeper of the Grove to box him out, and I used my Moon Wells, keep trying to keep my units alive, but I realize I'm running out right now, and he's not running out of ghouls, because he's just mass-producing them. And there you go, I got another one. I knew there was another one up there that was low in life, but I couldn't get him. Here he goes, he finally gets a trap on me, I think, here. I don't know, yeah, he does. He used his sleep, and he got a trap on me. That's how he got it. I mean, without that, he wouldn't have been able to get that. And I realize right now, I really should just let my Keeper of the Grove die, because he doesn't have any mana. It's not going to help me to get him out. I need the 100 mana, so I get him die, I'll rebuild him real quick. I'll just start focus firing on his ghouls, try to take out another couple more. By the time my Keeper of the Grove gets out, I finally got that Ancient of War up, which is going to help me. So, you know, I get a couple Huntresses up, but I really need the Ancient of War. And right now my fear was actually that he was going to tech. I assumed that he was going to tech, he's going to get to his Black Citadel, and he's going to hurt me. Right there I hit him with a detonate, I'm not going to be slept again. I really should have never let that other sleep happen, but I did, and that was a mistake, but oh well. So right now I'm just trying to waste some time, get my Keeper of the Grove up, entangle another ghoul, just start picking guys off again. Right here I'm picking off this one here. He's going to lose that one. He's going to try to surround me right here, which I knew was going to happen, and I kill it and I get out of there. You know, immediately get out of there, and I still have a TP actually, so I wouldn't let my guy die in that situation because I don't want him to get any more XP. I've already let him kill 2 of my heroes. I'm not going to let him get a third one because I realize that's just too much XP. And right here I finally got my hunt up. I'm finally fighting him off a little bit here, and right here this is where he's getting reamed because he's got a lot of hurt guys here. And he realizes he has to get out of here. But he goes and he tries to mess with this more. And right there, he should have just left. He made a bad mistake sticking in this battle. And there he goes. He did it right there. I thought he actually stuck around for a little bit longer. So, he left. He made a big good choice. He realized he's going to leave, go creep. But right now, he's at tier 1. That's going to hurt him. He's got 1,000 gold. And the real reason he had 1,000 gold is because he has no lumber. I mean, he could build a couple more ghouls, but what are a couple more ghouls going to help him when he's got no lumber? He's got to upgrade. Here he goes. He's going to get some lumber there. He's going to upgrade to his halls. He's probably going to build a graveyard real quick. So he really stocked a lot of money there because he was microing so much. He was making sure he kept trying to go for my heroes, and I wouldn't let him do it. So, you know, it's micro versus micro, and I easily out-microed him on that one. I mean, I had nothing in my base, and just another example of how, you know, I don't know, maybe it's better. Maybe Night Elf shouldn't be able to fight off an entire army of units, but then you have to look at it this way. Archers suck. You know, if I build archers there, I would have lost real bad. Archers cannot be ghouls, so you know, you gotta look at it from both sides. No, it's not really fair that Night Elf can fight off an entire army, but no, it's not really fair that archers suck so badly versus ghouls and footmen and every other tier 1 unit. So I knew he was gonna come with a sleep there. I realized I'm not gonna be able to get out of this, and I'm gonna have to use a TP. I mean, you see, I mean, this is just ridiculous right there. I even tried to get my hunt to the side so I could block it out, but his units were so tight on my guys, I couldn't even made it out, and that's really frustrating to me. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. He did not surround me once. But he can use this ridiculous move command garbage to auto-surround me. It's like, how much stuff is Blizzard going to make automatically done for you? I mean, you don't make players better by doing this. You make them worse in general because they have to do less stuff. I mean, you really want to get better. You don't use stuff like that. You play it old school like you had to with StarCraft, where you have to do everything on your own. And that's the way it goes. And the reason he's got so much money, he's just staying at 40 supply for, I mean, obvious reasons. And I think he's going to try to expand too. He really wants to expand. He lost that Acolyte though, which hurt him because he doesn't want to cancel his halls. He has